Hey, have you ever been consumed by the overwhelming drive to sniff someone's ass? Is it getting increasingly harder to Google the terms werewolf and book without being bombarded by a frankly uncomfortable amount of abs? Well, congratulations! You might be a Lycan blood hunter. But what is a Lycan blood hunter? Well, scare off the mailman and don't forget your flea and tick medicine, because we got that dog in us. Monsters are an ever-prevalent threat to the common folk of D&D land. From goblins to orcs to unknowable eldritch horrors, the things that go bump in the night bump hard. Enter the blood hunter. For every screaming pile of goo or sentient blue raspberry jello, there's someone crazy enough to try to kill those things. However, you've taken it to the next level. You see, as a blood hunter, you've dedicated your mind and, more importantly, your body toward a single pursuit: slaying monsters. But sometimes the only thing that can destroy a monster is a monster. But first, do you hoard magic items like a medieval Scrooge McDuck? Do you have binders full of item descriptions but nowhere to keep them handy and easily accessible? Well, do I have just the thing for you. Thanks to the new Kickstarter from friend of the show Scribe, you can get this tome of magical oddities all to yourself. With over 500 brand new items, you'll have more than enough to spring on your party. Scribe was nice enough to send me the box from his first Kickstarter, and look how amazing this is. With 5 decks of items and beautiful dice, this makes the perfect gift for you or the DM in your life. I love the look of these cards too, with easy to read descriptions for my ADHD. They also have everything from common items like boomerangs and bread to earth-shattering relics like ghost buds, so what more can you ask for? You can get all this and more on the new Kickstarter live right now, so hurry down to the link below and support Scribe and their incredible work today. And a big thanks to them for sponsoring the show. Now, back to the video. Everyone needs a little boost every now and then. Some people like coffee or energy drinks. Others use meditation or vitamins to give them the edge. You've harvested the life essence of various horrific creatures and infused it with your own blood in a grotesque ritual shunned by even the darkest corners of the underworld, allowing you to tap into the innate magics of certain specific monster types. Seems reasonable. This is known as the Hunter's Bane, which lets you shape hemocraft like a certified bloodbender and gives you advantage on survival checks to track down fey fiends and undead, as well as intelligence checks to remember information about them. The idea is that you've used your connection to their life essence to help you understand how the monsters act, but don't be afraid to flavor it as your character licking various walls before telling your party, "Yup, tastes like lemur in there," and watch as they try to piece together how you know that. We also can be a little more direct with our blood manipulation through a blood maledict. Fun fact, if you take a shot every time I say blood in this video, the doctors will give you a high five after they pump your stomach. In any case, your blood maledict gives us access to a blood curse from a nice long list. I recommend the Blood Curse of the Eyeless to spend your reaction to turn a possible hit into a miss, or Blood Curse of the Fallen to bloodbend a fallen enemy into attacking their ally. Each of these can be amplified by spending a hemocraft die against yourself, meaning at this level you can take a d4 of damage to add an additional effect. These also refresh on a short rest, so spend that hour thinking of new gross ways to weird out your opponents. At second level, we get a fighting style between a list of 4. You got archery, dueling, great weapon fighting, and 2-weapon fighting, all of which are pretty powerful. I recommend great weapon or 2-weapon fighting to maximize up-close brutality, but you do you, baby. We also get a Crimson Right. This allows you to rake your sword against your skin, slather it in blood, and set that bitch on fire. I love this ability so much. How metal is it to watch a guy shank himself and then that blade just erupt in flames? You must spend a bonus action and take damage equal to your hemocraft die, but then you get to add that damage in elemental magic to every single attack. You also can choose between fire, cold, or lightning damage depending on your preferred playstyle, gaining you more rights as you level up. This is the bread and butter of the Blood Hunter and pretty much their signature ability. And honestly, probably one of the most fun abilities in 5e. But I'm an absolute sucker for abilities that come at a cost, and I love the way it plays into the flavor of this class that you end up hurting yourself trying to give yourself an edge. And while sometimes that works well, there's definitely a gamble happening every encounter, which is good stuff.
Hell yeah, man. Congratulations, dude. That's amazing.
And that's pretty much it, right? I mean, the Blood Hunter is powerful and flavorful and... wait, what? Holy canine, Batman, I almost forgot, we're not just a blood hunter, we're a Lycan blood hunter. That's right, baby, you've taken your blood magic to the extreme and tapped into the more feral side of the monster manual, becoming a member of the Lycan Order. At 3rd level, this grants you a huge suite of buffs to play with, like Feral Might for advantage on strength checks and saves and a +1 to melee attacks, Resilient Hide making you resistant to non-magical or non-silver bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing attacks and a +1 to AC, Predatory Strikes allowing you to use your new Wolfy Claws as a single weapon that does 1d6 of bludgeoning or slashing damage, and Bloodlust, which, ooh, that's fun. If you start your turn with fewer than half your hit point total, you must succeed a DC 8 Wisdom save, or move and attack the nearest creature, whether friend or foe. What did I just say about the gamble, huh? The dark magic you've tapped into may have consequences, and the party wizard might pay the price when Clifford the Big Bad Bulldog loses control. Luckily, you snap out of it when your turn ends, but until you're healed, you'll repeat that saving throw every round. Your new furry form lasts for an hour, and unlike a normal were creature, you can speak, use equipment, armor, and so on, and regain this ability on a shorter long rest. You also gain heightened senses in and out of Doggo, giving you advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing or smell, letting you pinpoint the nearest dog whistle with ease or knock out the dude who thought Axe body spray was a good substitute for his shower. 5th level gets us an extra attack, and 6th level gets us the Brand of Castigation. Once again, tapping into the life juice of the opponent, this allows you to sear an arcane brand into their skin after dealing damage to them with a Crimson Rite. If the branded creature escapes from you, you will always know their direction, and if they deal damage to you or a creature within 5 feet, they also take damage equal to your Hemocraft modifier. The only way a creature can rid themselves of the brand is for you to dismiss it, use another brand, or someone cast Dispel Magic. Your Hemocraft die also bumps up to a D6, you gain another use of your Blood Maledict, and you gain another Blood Curse. I like Blood Curse of the Mark to keep stacking that spicy damage, but you're a big dog, make your own decisions.
That's why I'm the big dog. Woof woof.
7th level gives us more wolfy buffs like Stalker's Prowess. Here we get an additional 10 feet to our speed and long jump, but also 3 feet to our vertical because, as everyone knows, werewolves can dunk. Additionally, your claws get a nice buff with improved predatory strikes of +1 to attacks and damage rolls, and makes your claws magical. Now your claws can do damage to real werewolves, whereas before you would have had to get a silver manicure in order to break their skin. We also learn a second Crimson Rite, so you can be... or fire and lightning, I guess, but that's not as fun to say. At 9th level, we also get Grim Psychometry, which feels like a made-up word, but I guess all words are made up. Essentially, you get advantage on history checks against spooky, scary stuff around you, but apparently your DM can also give you a vision of the past on a high roll like a backwards That's So Raven. At 10th level, we undergo the Dark Augmentation, increasing our speed again by 5 more feet and letting us add our Hemocraft modifier to strength, dex, and con saves. The description here may have you believe that the dark magic involved in Hemocraft has altered your body in unique ways, but the laymen have another name for this cursed magic. Roids. Watch out for 11 because you're headed to heaven after our advanced transformation. Not only has our Hemocraft die now increased to a D8, on top of that, when you've taken a few too many hits, you can big stretch out those paws and regain HP equal to 1 plus your con modifier at the start of each of your turns, as long as you're below half HP. They say you further tapped into the essence of your dog form to sustain yourself for longer, but let's be honest, who doesn't feel better after being around such a good boy? Sometimes, however, the dog walks you, which is now easier with the Brand of Tethering. It's a nice little buff to our Brand of Castigation, making the enemy take more damage if it hits you, but my favorite part is the fuzzy middle finger you give them when they try to escape. Not only can they no longer dash, if the bad guy tries to teleport, they take 4d6 psychic damage and have to make a wisdom save. On a fail, the teleport fails. Who said cats were the ultimate predators? Can a cat make a lich explode when they try to plane shift? Yeah, I didn't think so. We also get a third use of our Blood Maledict for more gory fun. At 14th level, we get Hardened Soul for advantage on saves against charming or frightening effects, because if you're gonna have a class based on Geralt, you might as well go all the way. Yeah. And you get another Blood Curse and 1 more Crimson Rite. You can now also choose between Necrotic, Psychic, or Thunder damage when you activate the Rite, because nothing says werewolf like a sword that eats your life force, gives you a migraine, or explodes. And the hits just keep coming at 15th level with the Brand of the Voracious. While super powerful, this ability is pretty simple compared to some of the others on this list, as you essentially just get advantage on attack rolls against a branded creature and have advantage on your Bloodlust saving throw. But I'll take it. 17th level gets us a 4th use of our Blood Maledicts, and our Hemocraft die caps off at a D10, but at 18th level we get Hybrid Transformation Mastery. While we may be hungry like the wolf, we are now in complete control of our beastly self, letting us transform an unlimited number of times a day. We also get Blood Curse Curse of the Howl for free, forcing an enemy creature within 30 feet to succeed on a saving throw or be frightened of you for a minute. However, if the creature fails the save by 5 or more, it is stunned as well. How sick is that? Run into a fight, stare a dragon in the face, and shout it out of the sky. There's a Skyrim joke in there, but
Then I took an arrow and
don't. Just don't. Finally, at level 20, we become a Sanguine Master. Now you can roll 2 Hemocraft die when using a Blood Hunter ability once per turn to either mitigate the damage to yourself or increase damage to the baddie. And whenever you score a critical hit with a Crimson Red attack, you regain 1 use of your Blood Maledict. Ho-ho! How we doing there, folks? I know this class and subclass are a lot to take in, so if you need to, pace around in circles a few times before we take a breather. I gotta say, the Blood Hunter is just an official class at this point, right? I mean, people still want to play the Mystic, and that Unearthed Arcana is deader than any monster within your snootin' range. Not only that, but the Blood Hunter is just plain fun as hell, and like I've said a few times, the mechanic of taking damage to deal damage adds a surprising level of depth to a martial class. In that way, it kind of forces you to think like your character dealing with this curse, and I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a ton of subclasses with this level of synergy between character choice and player motivation. On top of that, it's just strong. Tack on some fighter levels for Action Surge or Great Weapon Master for bigger hits, and you've got a tank that can pack some serious damage every round. And while you may be a monster, you're still just my sweet puppy boy. Oh, look how small he is. So if you've learned the secrets of tracking monsters by tasting their truffle butter, can howl so intensely it causes prey to change their shorts, and have been the inspiration for countless romance novels with the word alpha somewhere in the title, why are wolf people so f***ing horny? Guess what? You might be a Lycan blood hunter. Once again, to everyone who made it this far, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw here, consider sending these videos to your D&D group, especially if I've covered a subclass one of your friends is playing. I always feel weird doing these call to actions, but I do genuinely appreciate all the support that's come from you guys, so thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.